ونستعين إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله عليه الصلاة والسلام. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I want to start my lecture today with making a special dua for all of you, inshallah, to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the bottom of my heart and to answer our dua, inshallah, to give every one of you, inshallah, happiness and be successful in this life and give you the stability to have continuous, inshallah, success and, inshallah, progressing under Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen, ameen, ya Rabbi Kareem. Subject I selected today is start taking action and have a backup plan to improve your life the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would like to see you, inshallah. We'll give you some examples and also we'll talk about some of Sahabat Rasul Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and we'll always use our reference, which is the Quran al-Kareem and Sunnah to Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So let's start. As we all know, we spend a measure of our time, at least 8, if not 10 or 12 hours in our life working, earning a living, and support our family, which is a fact. Start with, we all know the fact is the purpose of our life here, we are here on earth, is worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Working is part of ibadah, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let me give an example as far as working, and had this experience. One was asking me about, he was kind of working stable in a job, and he had an offer to work in another company in a different city, which of course there's a risk involved, and he asked me if I should make a move or not. And it seemed like, you know, you have to see what's the benefits and what's the risk, you know, what you call taking a calculated risk. So he was telling me that the new job is in a different area, have to move, there is a risk he could lose. Of course, he will lose his existing job, and he don't know if he's going to make it or not. However, there's a school nearby, and there is a lot of potentials. Take a risk or not? So you are the one, you know, to have to know yourself and see. I mean, if you are good in this particular field, and you think you check you do your homework, you check the reference, make a move. If not, stay where you are. So anyway, he made the move, and it turned out to be a much better move. He joined the school nearby, he got his PhD degree, he moved at higher level in the new job. The reason I mentioned that, he took an action, and again, calculated risk. Everything has a risk. This one example. Another true story as far as taking a risk, but in the meantime, what you call time goes by very fast, and you have to analyze your time and know the time goes fast, and there is something what you call a sense of urgency. If you run into situations, I give an example here, which is a true story. One of the islands in Hawaii, there is a family sitting there comfortably and healthy, and they living, you know, in a good place. And they noticed kids, if their kids start dying one after the other. So anyway, doctor checked them, they are healthy, don't know what the cause for the death of one at the time. So anyway, they checked all the surroundings and found out there is a virus on the wall of the house they live in. And they were thinking what we should do. So they start analyzing, they start saying, well, we should either move or break the wall and rebuild the house. And they start talking, arguing with each other. They took their sweet time, and the whole family vanished, and that's a true story. What we learn from that is when you see a serious problem like this, you have to take an action, you have to move quickly. It's life, it's a matter of life and death. In this case, there is no time to keep argue or start making analysis and see what will take. Either move out or destroy the whole house and rebuild it again. Just another example. Now, as far as your job, which we all care about it, probably it's one of the most priority in our life, and that's a source of our income to support our family. And I'll give an example. And also you either have a business or you either work full time. When I said as far as take an action and have a backup plan, and that's I'm talking from my own experience as well, of course, the advice of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, as he mentioned, المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف. You want to be strong, you want to be good warrior in your field. You have to know your potential and improve it. And whatever negatives, you try to work in it to turn it hopefully from negative to positive. And rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't rely on other ones. When you rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He, and as a fact, He will support you, He will give you all the success you need. If you rely on another person and think he will help you, that's definitely not working. And I'll tell you from my own experience, it's a fact. It's just something we learn, and I'm sure everybody have an experience too. We could share about that later on after I finish my lecture. So, I was working for aerospace company, and I enjoyed working there, and I noticed the vice president of the company quit. That's fine. So what I did is I called my previous company I used to work for. I called the vice president, who was some kind of friend. So I told him, if I call him and have him, apply for that job, maybe he will help me. Maybe he will give me a promotion, whatever it is. So I called him, and he said, well, fine, I'm glad you called me, and it's a perfect time because I'm out of job. I told him, you have a position here, you could work, maintain your level as a vice president. And he said, well, but I don't know much about your business. I said, I will give you all the secrets, I'll give you all the technical information you need to pass the interview. He did, and he joined the company. And I was thinking, well, now I have a support, I have a backup. Now I could get my promotion. Guess what? In less than 6 months, he turned around, he let me off. So I said, what happened? And I learned my lesson. I said, well, I shouldn't do that. You know why? Because I relied on him. I have to just remind me of Ghazwat Hanin when the Muslims say, well, we are, now we have a lot. They have to always think about support of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You do your homework. You don't care about others.
The power, the number.
Exactly.
Ghazwat Hanin, yeah.
Ghazwat Hanin, subhanallah.
Been defeated.
Been defeated because, so when you rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do your homework, and at work you want to be, inshallah, smart, and you have to be, when I say to be smart, we're all smart, alhamdulillah, but you have to know the secrets to stay there, to be on the top level, to gain knowledge, and make sure your company needs you more than you need them. How? You have to know what they're really looking for, and you always stay on the top of things and just work. Number one is, again, and always put that in your mind, when you rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, He is the one who's going to help you. You have to think positively, think Allah with me. And once you reach that point, then you are in the top, mashallah. Now, I'll give an example of business transactions and what Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu during the time Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam did when he did a business transaction with one of the Jewish guys who owns a well. So think quickly, he wants to buy that well. Roma, exactly. And I'm not sure exactly how much money the Jewish guy wants to sell. I think it was like 30 dinars or something like that. Yeah, so he offered him less, like 20. He says, no, I'm not going to go 1 dinar less. He said, okay, I will buy half of it. So first he offered him 20. He refused it. He said, okay, I'll take half of it. Half of 30 is 15. So he bought half of it, and he said, half of it means 1 day is for me, the second day is for you.
Smart.
Exactly. And the day for the day, which is under the Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu, was offered that to be free. Everybody go there, take the water, whatever. Yeah. The second day, for the Jews, nobody goes. Why you should go? And he started losing. So he went back to Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu and said, I'm losing. So why didn't he give me the remaining, which is $15 dinars? He says, no, I only give you like 3. You should accept that from the beginning. See about it. He have a lot of money. He could offer even more, but look how smart he is and how he had such successful business transactions. What we learn from that again is he's taking action to achieve the maximum benefits for himself and for the Muslims as well.
It's open.
Subhanallah.
It's open.
So, no, I haven't finished. I have 2 more pages here. So, when I said have a backup solutions for, again, I'm concentrating on as far as the source of our living and our work. And when I said backup is solutions just in case, and again, I'm just sharing my experience, I'm sure you could learn from you a lot as well, is to always be active in the market. Don't rely on one company or one job. When I said have a backup, have always your resume updated, be active in the market, just in case something happened, you could move from one job to another. That's very important. Think about it. Somebody said, well, it's just money, it's we just to go there and work. No, it's much more than that. You support the family. It's a very serious matter. You have financially to be somehow stable. You want to achieve that, but you have to have the plan. When I said backup plan, just in case something happened. Just for example, I had this opportunity to have my resume distributed. I go for interview. I said, why you go for interview? You already have a job, just in case. And one time I didn't expect it. I was called in the office and I was told, well, you are laid off. Give me 24 hours notice. I have to leave. Subhanallah. At that time I had an interview and they called me and said, well, you had the job offer. Same day, from the day I was laid off, I was there and I got that job. So the reason I mentioned that, we have to help each other with idea. And in your job, utilize the maximum benefits you can. When I said the maximum benefits, 401k, profit sharing, whatever. I know some people have good jobs, stayed for years, and end up with what? They make good money, but if you don't utilize the existing resource as far 401k or others, time goes by. Before you know it will be 50 or 60, and guess what? You don't have the backup. You need financial backup to support your family and to help others. How could you pay zakah and help the poor people if you're not at that position? Rasul Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam saying, اليد العليا خير من اليد السفلى. The hand who gave better than the one who's taking. So just to remember that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. When I said that, that's my thought. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said وَأَعُدُّ لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ وَمِن رِّبَاطِ الْخَيْلِ تُرْهِبُونَ بِهَا عَدُوَّ اللَّهِ وَعَدُوَّكُمْ. It might not be related to the subject, but however, my thought is when you said أَعُدُّ لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم, that you have to be ready, not just for a fight. I mean, fight with the shaitan, with the devils, but you want to be at a position to when you prepared. When you said you have to be strong physically, emotionally, and you have to be awake, and you have to have or try make yourself to go to a higher level. Higher level where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like to see you. Want to be proud. Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam want to be proud of this nation being strong and work and try to avoid all the minor problems. Don't get yourself وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. That is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's very important. Yeah. Someone will try to bother you, I don't care whatever people said about me. As long as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with me, that's it. Then I don't need anyone. Subhanallah. Just to go in one way, go straight, as Sheikh was saying that beautiful ayah. إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وابشروا بالجنة التي توعدون نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا ولكم فيها ما تدعون لكم فيها ما تدعون نزل من غفور رحيم. صدق الله العظيم. So I want to end my lecture with this beautiful ayah, and I'm open for discussion now, but just to simplify what we hopefully all learn from that is to take an action and looking forward to improve yourself and others. You cannot make others or improve around you until you improve yourself. Actions, have a backup plan, and you will have a stable life always. Not a stable life, but at least as much as you can, as long as you're still alive here in this earth. Knowing the fact there is no guarantee you're going to live for next second. So we have to be ready for that, inshallah. Adu Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give all of you, inshallah, happiness and inshallah, iman and health, inshallah. Any questions or any discussion?
After dua.
After that.
The questions are after dua.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. وزيد. اللهم عافنا فيمن عافيت، تولنا فيمن توليت، وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم لا تجعل مريضا إلا شفيته، ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة إلا قضيتها يا رب يا كريم يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام، تباركت وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم اتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معاصيك، من الإيمان ما تبلغنا به جنتك، ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا، ومتعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا أبدا ما أبقيتنا، واجعل الوارث منا، واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا، وانصرنا على من عادانا، ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا إلى النار مصيرنا، ولا تسلط علينا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا. اللهم انصر وعز واحد المسلمين يا رب في كل مكان وكل زمان. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. صلى الله عليه وسلم.